Wendy's had a campaign Wendy's basically had a campaign that was, an old woman couldn't find, she wanted beef because they were trying to advertise their, like, real beef. I'm gonna sacrifice, like, these oranges for planting so we can make more oranges. And then I might sell those in the back to get more money. Because fruit farming, while not the most lucrative, collectively a bunch of all the fruit, 500, like, 50,000 for the fruit we had is nothing to joke at. Because that adds up over time, especially if you have a lot of money in the bank. As time goes on, you get really good interest every month.
Or, like I said, if you basically just said fuck it and decided to sell basically all the fruit on your island at once.
Let's check those fossils. Or at least sell all the native... Oh, which reminds me, I forgot to check if coconuts are up. That sounds really good in this font, and I'm about to go deal with the one thing as well. Oh, we need to find the money, Rob. Once I master the money trees and the fruit farming, we will have... Nice. And nothing. Oh my god, yes! That means I can sell the rest of those bugs and fossils! Money! Once we get a good, lucrative fruit farm going, and I can figure out what money trees get maximum results, every few weeks we'll have more than enough money to pay off early loans and also pay off just other little bonuses, and it's going to become kind of a... I mean, it's slow growth, but at the same time, it will yield tons of money simply because we'll have tons coming in every couple of days because all of these fruit trees are huge money. And I can mix that in with bugs and... Did I hit this wrong?
I believe so, yes.
It didn't hit some of the... No, I didn't. Didn't hit some of my cliff rocks. Damn it. So, I'm also going to stop in a couple of minutes anyway, but I might run and check on the one thing before we officially end this. If we can figure out money trees, it will be kind of slow burn, but we will have a lot of bells, especially if I plant a couple of extra fruit trees, because that 50 plus, like 50,000 plus adds up really good. Especially if I mix in like oranges, all of those, that thing, that cherry, that bug, that.
2 fossils.
That, and this.
You missed one of them.
That bug.
It should be everything.
This will be 10 or 15. Yeah, about 15,000. Nice. Meaning a lot of what we already spent today has sort of equaled out. And if I can figure out money trees, I will, in the long term, be a money tree farmer. So I'm probably about to go do the one thing.
No.
So, I can cut past this. I'm just going to quickly go ask something. So, cutting back in, I just have to go figure something out. Now that I have a tiny bit of bonus miles, though, I might... Not a miles ticket, I might get one of these, just because these are one-off.
I think the cool hairstyles
Cooler!
are the quote-unquote male ones.
Yes. Let's just get this. It's fine. Tomorrow, or in a day or two, we should get camphor. And as always, I'm trying to order from... I'm shopping online. I want to get KK Slider songs. So I don't mind spending money on those. KK Love Song. Give me that. That still leaves me with some decent spending money. Because we're not at the point where I'm raking in ridiculous amounts of money. But we're starting to hit that point because I'm going to master the money trees and all that. I love watching them run. So your son!
Why do you all North run? That slowly makes me hate all of you.
Now before stopping then, let's go find that money rock. Money over here!
Somebody
get me. You ginger bastard. That's one of my favorite lines, you ginger bastard. And we also have... Oh, come on. This will start being a secondary housing area. Start at the bottom here and hope I can... Oh! I found it! There it is! Money rock. 2,000. Nice, 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 nice. That's not much, but that is... That effectively equaled me out, and I'm going to start... As we expand, the housing area is going to start being up here, and I can move a bunch of these trees, and this is going to become perfect. Though we will probably stop. This was a bit of a shorter thing, because the fishing tournament happened. Get some extra sticks while we're running around. Oh, on the topic of some things, just while I'm running around to check my other rock, and just talking about things, and seeing generally what's around. something a lot of people were doing. Oh, I'm going to get between the hole and a cliff, and I should get completely stuck.
Though that does sacrifice.
Yeah. So that is a little bit... No! Just a thought on something, because I feel people are being a little bit ridiculous. Now that, like, a lot of people are playing the game for the first time, or a lot of people are returning, there's online, and people are breaking down what they kind of consider common courtesy rules for online, and I feel a lot of the rules people consider common courtesy, I think, are either ridiculous or just a bit silly. Like, and I'm gonna kind of break through some of the dumber ones and explain some, like, counterpoints for a minute here as we kind of wrap up. A big one that pisses a lot of people off, they don't want you talking to any villagers, because people are kind of under the assumption that if you talk to a villager, you will steal them away or influence them to move.
To be fair, that is how it worked in the older Animal Crossing.
In this game, it's more locked down, where a villager doesn't move away to someone's town unless that villager is actively packed. This way you can come to someone's town and invite them, and it removes a lot of the sort of dumb randomness. So, a good rule of thumb that I think is reasonable: if you see a villager is ready to move, and you know they're ready to move when, like, I'll kind of give an example. This villager shouldn't be moving. I'm just gonna go in his house and just... You go in their house, instead of being in their house and, like, having furniture, there will be,
There will be boxes and stuff like the day they moved in.
When you find them with the boxes, you can...
Like I said, it's basically when they were, like, moving in.
Oh! I can give him stuff now.
Yay.
Favorite food? Oh, you can actually...
They let you type something. Are you doing this to be funny?
Yes. Yes, I am. That and I actually eat a lot of chicken.
Yeah.
No, but you get my freaking... Wait, he put in protein shakes. Oh my god, I love
Funny,
it.
and I was talking about, you know, when you sit there and think about it, a bunch of these animals are, like, food for other animals.
So, anyway, now I can give him gifts, which is cool. But so, to go back to what we were talking about before we end, when you go in their house, if they're packed like they were moving in and talk about moving out, you can invite them. That's a little bit...
That does make me wonder if because you can... Villagers, like, you can only take them when they're moving. Now, I wonder, will we get to the point where the internet starts, like, people intentionally get villagers to move out to basically sell them to other people? Because I don't want Animal Crossing.
That's already happened.
God damn it, internet.
No, that's already... And I was going to talk about that in a second.
No, I don't mean sell, like, for in-game money. I mean sell for real-world money. I mean, we get full CSGO lottery on this bitch.
Okay, people are kind of bartering a lot of in-game things, which gets to kind of my next point, and you can call me an asshole for thinking this way, but, this just bothers me. So, another common courtesy thing that people are basically expected to do, and this really bothers me that people are kind of expecting this, because I feel this is just people being unnecessarily greedy and treating this act of kindness as a way to make money. So you can go to different people's towns and using, like, you know, the codes and other stuff. And when you're in someone's town, a lot of people will open their town and let you sell turnips or sell native fruit and stuff for profit. A common courtesy thing that people expect out of you is if you're selling in someone's town, you are now expected to tip money you earned, because the person who opened their gates deserves some money for being nice and letting you in. But I'm sorry, and this can sound rude and greedy, but expecting me to give you money for you opening your gate, I'm sorry, but fuck off. Just absolutely fuck off. I am coming to your town, trying to make money, forcing me to give you my earnings because you opened your gate for me is you literally...
To be fair to that for a minute, to prevent people, because we used to do this in older Animal Crossing, when you sell turnips, to prevent people from getting turnips and basically traveling into the future when they can, and sell them for more than they bought them. As soon as you alter your plot, turnips automatically
die, yes.
They automatically spoil. So to be fair, I can understand that a tiny bit...
Let's sell some fizz before.
I can understand that a tiny bit because of that, so that the person would make some money off the turnips.
But you're making money, but at that...
I still... Well, that's what I said. I feel some, like maybe 10,000 or so. I feel that's not that
people
bad.
literally...
Depending on how much someone makes. I feel when you start asking for two or...
I was looking for one of those.
What?
Tadpole. That's actually a fish we don't have registered.
Again, there are frog villagers. I have several questions.
So back to... And a lot of people, as a tip, want you to apply American tipping culture, where they want you to tip, like, 10 to 30% of earnings, and that really...
Well, the hilarious thing is, you know, in America, we only have tips because minimum wage is so fucking awful.
You're missing my...
I don't know, I was bringing that up to make a point of tipping only became an American thing because people needed. It's like, you know, the guy basically was the golden plated house, and the golden plated toilet doesn't exactly need it.
Now, to kind of finish up my thoughts before we end, because this just bothers me, the idea is that by letting you into my town, out of the goodness of my heart, I deserve large amounts of compensation. But the reason this bothers me is because people don't think about the long-term effect.
Like I said,
If
I feel maybe getting around like 10 or 20,000.
People expect you to drop at least a full 99,000 bell bag.
Yeah, I felt that when you were getting a bit excessive.
And the logic is, but you made 1 million bells in my town. So one 99k bell bag isn't going to hurt your bottom line. I opened my town for you, so I deserve fucking compensation. Fuck off with that mindset. It's not common courtesy to tip. And people are, like, really anal about it, where they want you to tip because it has been deemed by the community. That's how I get money. I could sell a bunch of fish. Ah, funny. I didn't know that recipe anymore. It's been sort of deemed by the community that it's only fair, but at that point, I really do feel like because another thing people are doing, and it pisses me off, is that people are charging, like, large amounts of money for, visits for, like, random characters that people might be looking for. Like, I have Sahara, so I'm going to charge you 99,000 bells to visit Sahara, and to make sure you pay, I'm going to drop a fence right here. And I'm going to drop a fence and a bunch of items, and I'm going to basically gatekeep, and until you walk into my town and drop that 99k bell bag, I'm not moving the fence.
That is literally gatekeeping.
Yeah. And this is encouraged. That one video of courtesy encouraged people to gatekeep to make sure your deals are not cheated.
Why do you people have to be elitist in Animal Crossing?
I'm sorry, but stop.
Why can we not have nice things? Maybe I just want...
No!
Maybe I just want to catch fish and sell my bananas.
No!
Is that too much to ask?
Counterpoint, because I could see someone saying it, and I'm going to say this. If I'm cutting you a deal for... I have apples as a native fruit, and you don't, and I want your native fruit, let's say you have native oranges, and you come to get my apples, I want you to drop the goddamn oranges. So I do understand gatekeeping people for basic trades, but
that's because you agreed to a trade.
What I fucking hate is when you're...
Well, like, this is, you're literally paywalling people to get into their town, basically.
Because people, in order to charge for... You want to visit Sahara, I'm going to charge you 99,000, and I'm going to put...
And also, I'm going to fully get into this, because this gets into a thing completely unrelated to Animal Crossing. I don't want to touch in a...
Oh, hey!
No, the zebra turkey fest. I don't want to touch in a video, but
I love the zebra turkey fest.
But I kind of... for, you know, the basically, like, the literal gatekeeping and stuff, and essentially forcing people to play, like, pay obscene amounts of money. Besides that being...
Oh, I got Nemo.
Like, besides it being a literal paywall, I'm just going to be blunt and say, if your answer for that is, oh, you, like, think people might, like, try to cheat you or con you or whatever, I'm sorry, but to me, that makes you come off as extremely paranoid, like, you're just assuming everyone will try to cheat you. I feel that's kind of extremely paranoid.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk about that because people are now being encouraged to build elaborate walls and fences and to set up in front of the airport, because you can build in front of the airport, and people are literally encouraged to create, like, a huge box and fence people in, and, like, let's just create a hypothetical. Up here, over, and down. Now you're boxed in, and I'm going to stand here and basically stop you from going beyond this wall. Give me money. Give me fucking money. You want to visit Sahara or actually get in to the goddamn town? Give me fucking money. And this is being encouraged because, and this is why it's being encouraged by people, and this is such a stupid draconian mindset to me, Because this way, it guarantees that you can, like, weed out liars and troublemakers and thieves.
Like I said, I'm sorry, but if you just assume everyone coming to your town is trying to cheat you, that kind of makes me think you're, a bit paranoid.
You want to talk about paranoid? There's this other thing that people
What?
are getting yelled at for, which I think is, again, ridiculous.
What?
You, like, so, people are literally so paranoid now. Let's say I was visiting someone's town, so I'm, like, walking in, and I just see this apple tree, and I do this, and I pick up the apples off one tree. Taking someone's fruit is also, and not like me shoveling the tree and walking off with it, picking up the fruit off the ground.
Like, you brought, like, an apple of your own.
It is basically agreed on. If you see people take fruit, you have a right to just kick them out of your island. That is considered stealing, and you should never steal. Even if it's the person's native fruit, and it was one freaking tree.
Yeah, I can half understand that. I will, let's say, you should, ask before that.
Yeah,
and
but
I can understand that to a degree, but that's where I say the whole, try to define it as one.
And here's kind of my, like, I love Peppy. We'll end soon. I'm just kind of going over sort of my take on things. So, I don't like people mass uprooting all of these coconuts. Like, if you uprooted all of those, I would have a problem. I could see someone, oh, you're just being a hypocrite now. No! I feel like the give and take that you shouldn't be too mad about is someone.
I feel taking fruit is fine, especially if the person, has agreed that, as you said, because we have apples and someone had a different native fruit, basically.
Or, taking only one tree worth, because that goes to this other thing. I can drop it for an egg. Or I was going to drop it for that, actually. Because the other thing that was upsetting people, and this... I just wanted to show this. You can, I've been meaning to do this as an excuse just to show something kind of funny. I'm just moving the flowers over. So, what I buried were the 15 eggs. So, you see this hole? I dug up the 15 eggs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So, back to my take on fruit. Okay. So, I'll use my orchard over here as an example. Say you literally took all of these cherry trees. That's a fucking dick move, in my opinion. Because that's literally taking fruit. I mean, the fruit grows back, so taking all the cherries is annoying. But let's say we were best friends and then you uprooted all my cherry trees. Then I really have a problem. Taking all the fruit off of them pisses me off because you're stealing all the fruit. What I think is fine, and I feel people are too harsh about, one tree I don't have a problem with. Anything beyond one, I feel you should ask. Because, especially if you learn my native fruit is apples, I don't care about my apple trees as much. The native fruit that I sell on my shop for a markup, I value over apples. I'm going to store and sell some fish and stuff before we stop. It's time for a very loaded question of the day. How do you feel about the common courtesy rules we were talking about in this part? More specifically, that rule about tipping when someone lets you sell turnips or non-native fruit. I'm sorry that tipping rule is obnoxious, especially because a lot of people expected 15 or 20% of money earned as a tip, and the argument was opening your gates for so many people to profit off the turnip prices you have or your non-native fruit that you deserve a small tip for allowing people to visit you to make money. But in my opinion, that is money that you do not deserve, because helping people and being a good person should not turn into you trying to profit off of other people, because all you're doing is being an asshole and expecting compensation for helping people, and that has never really sat right with me. But I will always make this distinction. I think trading items or fruit or anything of a similar value to something the other person has is fine, and that is not really greedy, in my opinion. That is a fair trade where you and someone else worked out something you decided would be okay. I give you this, you give me that. The thing that bothers me is when people ask for money or other more valuable items, like, oh, I will let you come here and do this, but you need to give me Nook Miles tickets, or you need to give me this arbitrarily rare item or something that might be hard to come by, like off-season materials. It's the middle of summer, but I request that you give me some kind of weird off-season item like the snowflakes. Now, if you're trading with someone in an opposite hemisphere, at that point, those materials I would consider fair, because that person has easy access to the materials and you don't. But this is not the time for me to go over my own trading logistics. I just think forcing people to give you a tip is not really a tip, and at that point it is just expected compensation. I'm sorry, that does kind of make you a greedy asshole, where I feel like more people should just be nice and help other people in the community without it turning into this massive set of you trying to get gains and basically trying to make a profit or end up with some kind of positive outcome, versus my whole point on fair and balanced item trading. And this is why I hate a bunch of trade sites, because I feel like people are way too damn self-absorbed and greedy. Anyway, I'm rambling. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord link, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.